Star quarterback gone, Heisman Trophy winning running back gone, two key offensive linemen gone, but I think you're in pretty good shape. So you got a four quarterback battle. Cooper Bateman, Blake Barnette, who's got the high ceiling, David Cornwell, we've heard much about, Jalen Hurts also coming onto campus here very recently in January. Let's start at the quarterback spot in regards to how you are handicapping this one at this point, Stephen.
At this point, Mark, it's kind of the flip of the coin between either Bateman or Barnette. Cooper Bateman, a little bit more size at 6'3". Blake Barnette at 6'5". However, only 198 pounds, hasn't gained much weight since he came onto campus during last season. So it's a flip of the coin between Barnette and Bateman, two guys with strong arms. But with Bateman, he's got a little bit more of that experience. Behind those two, I look at David Cornwell, 6'5", 221 pounds, a guy that was seen in Texas with O.J. Howard getting some pass-catching drills in. And then last but not least, Jalen Hurts, the talented freshman from Channelview, Texas, who stands at 6'2", 205 pounds, a guy that will more than likely be redshirted. But in my mind, I think it's a flip of the coin between either Barnette or Cooper Bateman.
Hey, Stephen, this is something we kicked around a couple weeks ago. And considering all the talent that O.J. Howard has and what we saw in the national championship game, this is not a guy that we can again see catch 17 passes for 250 yards this season. We have to see more O.J. Howard, right?
We have to see more, and the most incredible thing, Mark, about this year, you just mentioned there's Jacob Coker gone, so you're not only replacing a quarterback for the third straight year, you're replacing a running back, and one of Derrick Henry's caliber that nobody really thought he would have had the year he had this past season. I mean, people knew he was good, but not 2,000 yards good. People knew he was good, but not breaking Bo Jackson record, not breaking Herschel Walker record good. So when you're replacing the likes of not just Jacob Coker, but also Derrick Henry, you have to locate a quarterback that's not afraid to take some shots, along with keeping a respectable touchdown to interception ratio. With that being said, Alabama already has a great deal of blocking tight ends, Dakota Ball and Miller Forrestall, and also Hale Henkes. So O.J. Howard has got to be the one guy at 6'6", 242 pounds that you have to line up at wide receiver and let him go out there and have fun running some routes.
SEC Breakdown, joined by our friend and key contributor here, Stephen M. Smith from Touchdown, Alabama. I know David needs to jump off here in a second. So, David, if you've got anything for Stephen.
Yeah, for sure. Stephen, I just want to see what's been the feedback on Jeremy Pruitt so far. He comes in from Georgia, but he comes into an established Nick Saban defense. What differences, if any, that he'll come in from and change what Kirby Smart was doing under Saban?
Well, David, first of all, when you talk Jeremy Pruitt, he's more so of an attacker. He's going to bring a little bit more blitzing than what Kirby Smart did, and a lot more of trusting the corners to play more so on an island. You have guys like Marlon Humphrey and Minkah Fitzpatrick coming back. Both guys got their feet wet last season. Minkah Fitzpatrick getting a chance to kind of transition from that star role he played last year in Alabama's nickel package to being that corner opposite Marlon Humphrey on an island. So when you look at Jeremy Pruitt, more so blitzing, more so attack, really combating the no-huddle, dual-threat quarterback offenses that, no shade to Kirby Smart, but Kirby kind of struggled with the last 2 to 3 to 4 seasons. Now, he got better with it as he got older, more importantly this past year, but there were some times that Kirby did struggle with those type of offenses. So getting Jeremy Pruitt a little bit more blitzing and a little bit more of trusting your corners on an island against these tall, very talented wideouts.
Hey, Mike, anything in particular you'd like to ask Stephen M. Smith here?
questions for you. The first part, who in spring ball is emerging as the next one or two superstars on that Alabama defensive line?
In spring ball, Mike, the one or two, number one, I look at Deron Payne. Here's a guy at 6'3", about 315 pounds. He's running a 4.8 in practice. 6'3", 315, running a 4.8. Deron Payne is an absolute monster. Here's a guy that did a great job against Georgia last year, commanding a double team, really allowing guys like Jonathan Allen, guys like Reuben Foster to come in, converge, and make the tackle. Not just him. I think next year is a good year for Deshaun Hand. Here's a guy out of Woodbridge, Virginia, that had a lot of hype coming into Alabama. Defensive line coach Bo Davis has really worked with him on exploding off the ball better, working on his hip motion, his footwork, his hand strike, being able to not just bull rush and spin rush, but understanding when to use his hands, when to attack the quarterback, when to attack the running back in the backfield, how to contain. I look at Deron Payne and Deshaun Hand, two guys that next year on that defensive front can be very, very, very good.
315 and 4.840. That's on a mythology level there with Roswell and Sasquatch. I got to see that one on video.
Mike, I'm telling you, I saw this kid, Mike. I'm talking about flat burning at 315.
I know
it's amazing. My second question for you is at Tennessee. Our spring is different this year. It keeps the fans interested and the players interested. How is Nick, from a coaching perspective, the spring is so important in getting the mindset set for the program and the team. How does Nick Saban continue year after year to get the team to buy in, pay attention, and to keep that expectation and motivation level way up there when Alabama is just year in and year out for the past 10 years, top team in the league, top team in the nation? How does Nick Saban do that from a coaching, from a leadership perspective?
Well, Nick always takes the approach of hitting the reset button. It's all about what we're doing right now. It's all about this year's team. He never likes to compare a team he's currently working with to teams he's worked with teams that he has worked with in the past. And what that does is it allows the current teams that he's molding to form their own identity. And when you form your own identity, you're not being compared to the who says. You're not being compared to the teams of yesteryear and of recent seasons. You get a chance to come into your own form. And that's what Nick Saban brings to the table each year is it's about you. What can you do as a player? How much are you willing to put in? How much are you willing to put up in reps, in drills, in film work, in the weight room, and to, as a team, come together and buy into this is not the 2009 team. We are this year's team. What's the goal for this year's team? Whether it's winning the SEC, beating Auburn, beating LSU, going to a bowl game, more importantly, winning a national championship. It's about the reset button and how do you get these players to buy into your goal each year of hitting that reset button and trying to make the team and the player as an individual better each year.